Welcome to the Sushi Nakama AMA, where we bring on people that are friends, partners, teammates of sushi. Today we have Chester, Kastrye, and Cabbage from the UX team. How are you all today?
Hi.
Good. How are you?
Doing great here. Doing great. Yeah. All right. So this is Nakama is for kind of projects and things like that we got going on outside of the normal onsen and MISO projects. And Nakama in Japanese means friend, comrade, crew, colleague, teammate. So very fitting for this, I feel. So yeah. Maybe let's start off here with a quick intro of all of you and kind of what your main focus is here at Sushi.
Awesome. Sounds good. Guess I'll start us off. So, hi everyone. I'm Chester, UI design lead here at Sushi. Mostly just working with the team to make sure that the app interface is as shiny and fun and easy to use as we can make it.
Beautiful.
Hey, I'm Kastrye. I'm visual design lead. For the most part, I handle marketing, illustrations, a lot of the 3D designs you've been seeing, and sometimes some NFT stuff.
Nice.
Everyone, I'm Cabbage. I work as a UX designer on the team. I'm responsible for mostly like MISO designs and doing user research and making preliminary wireframing for the design that Chester is going to build.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you for all that. So for each of you here, how did you get into design, and what was what inspired you to become so creative? Chester, if you want to start again.
Sure. So, how did I get into design? Actually, now that I think about it, I was just talking to a friend about this the other day. My first footsteps into design, I was 12 years old on a Nintendo DS forum, and I so desperately wanted to have a nice avatar and a forum banner like all the other cool kids. So I got a cracked version of Photoshop.
What?
And from there on, it was all history. Here we are, almost 2 decades later.
Jeez.
What? You didn't start on Microsoft Paint? Crazy.
Just straight in.
No, I guess I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's great. Kastrye.
Me. So for me, most of my experience comes from being a struggling game designer. I was mostly in indie design, so it's just like handling everything. Mm-hmm. So art was just one of those things I was doing. And then I kind of just stumbled into this.
Yeah, cool. All right, and Cabbage.
I don't really have a design background. I did do some casual illustration when I was little, but getting into design was mostly from working in a startup, and I started as a front-end developer. Mm-hmm. But at the startup, you do kind of everything, and that's kind of where I find my interest lies.
Yeah, nice. Cool. Yeah, so for all of you then, what kind of programs are you using the most right now, or what software? What are you using the most? And then we can even talk about what your favorite things are too for programs.
Yeah, so I am still strongly with Adobe after all these years.
Ooh.
I've been since Photoshop 7, I think. I've been
with the gateway.
Are you still using the pirated version?
I am not. It's much harder to pirate these days now that it's on a subscription. So I've decided to be a model citizen and actually pay for it now.
Yeah, nice job. That's right. You heard it, everyone. Here, this is above board at all costs. Nice job. And but it's good to hear that Photoshop was the gateway drug.
It was and still is, but these days, using Figma almost more than anything to build all of the UI designs. But yeah, I still love Adobe for graphics and video editing.
Yeah, nice, nice. And maybe
I
Chester,
use Figma
just
all
hang
the
on,
time too.
just Chester, if you don't mind, maybe just hit mute while you're while you're not speaking. Just try that. I think there's a bit of a. Oh, where's this hum coming from? Anyway, maybe it's me. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Carry on, Cabbage.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I use Figma all the time too, like almost just doing everything from UI design to if some people have a simple marketing material request, I do it on Figma as well. It's pretty great.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. Cool. Cool. And Kastrye.
I guess I'm going to be the odd one out. I mostly use Affinity Designer for vector work. Like, it's a really good program. Can't stand Adobe. But other than that, I use Blender as well for 3D design, rendering.
Yep. Yeah. Cool. Oh yeah, because you're. Yeah, and so for vectors versus 3D, yeah, you're finding it's more powerful to be using. Sorry, what did you call it that you're using?
Affinity Designer.
Affinity Designer. Ooh, yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not familiar with that one. Of course, any vector stuff.
No one is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's quite crazy to see when you share your screen with us and you show like your work in progress. I have no idea what is going on the interface.
Oh yeah, like people keep asking me, oh, just send over the doc, and I'm like sweating. It's like you don't want to see the doc, like you can't handle it.
Ay. Crazy. Yeah. Well, we'll maybe need to follow up with some screenshots just to see what we're into.
Your face will melt.
Cool. Now, one of the questions that I want to ask you guys is, what is your favorite color and why? No pressure.
I think I would say my favorite color is mauve.
Mauve.
Yeah, and one of the things I like about it the most is that it's kind of ambiguous. If you Google it, you'll see a lot of different shades of light pink, lavender, kind of whatever, and just that whole spectrum of colors is my favorite. I have in my home office, I painted one of the walls mauve.
Of course, you pick one of these like random ass colors. I don't even know what that is.
Me neither.
So yeah, well, no,
Well,
I think let's
Google it, go down the rabbit hole, find your favorite shade. It'll change your life.
your favorite shade of mauve. Sounds like I think there was like a movie, like 50 Shades of Mauve or something. Maybe you could make a movie like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real basic. I guess maybe like a bright pink. Maybe I haven't really thought too much about this.
Yeah, bright pink.
Yeah, I honestly don't have an answer. Like, I feel like colors look different when they're like, say, like it has a background to it, it would change. But if I have to pick one, I say like either black or sunset palette
Ooh, sunset.
colors.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sunset palette, and that can get like really, that can be very diverse. It's like sunset is like, I don't know. I don't think it's possible to capture it or recreate it.
True. I guess more specifically, like if it's like a bit of pink, a bit of blue, a bit of like daytime, that color, just imagine.
Yeah.
Many colors.
Nice. So we're kind of seeing a bit of a theme
Echo.
here. We're starting to see a bit of a theme here between the mauves, the pinks, the blues. I don't know. It's like it's almost as if like maybe that has like some inspiration. Too bad you couldn't take that inspiration and put it towards like some sort of, design on a website. I wonder. Hey, I wonder if that would be possible.
I mean, pink is the forbidden color of Uniswap. I got people knocking the door as I speak.
No, but yeah, with all these all these colors here that you've kind of, it seems like it's been implemented quite nicely into Sushi here with these with what we've kind of described here, and it's quite nice. It's very nice.
I guess pink is our design constraint.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, cool. Yeah, so what has been kind of your favorite part that you've worked on in sushi? Like favorite part of sushi that you've been involved in or worked on? Yeah, maybe just talk us through that.
Um, it's hard to pick one favorite. I guess there's been a lot of really cool things about working here. The number one thing is the team I work with, honestly. It's been so great getting to know these two as well as some of the other people we've been bringing on, and love the way we work together and what I've been learning from them. Um,
Yeah, we are pretty cool.
yeah, yeah, and just keeping it fun, keeping it chill. But I guess in terms of specific things, Meowshi was fun putting together the UI for that and doing the NFT of the neon cat and all of those activations. I thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah, nice, nice.
I'm pretty much in the same boat. It's quite hard to put point towards anything specific. I would say probably the one I'm most proud of is probably the sushi logo. I think that probably had the most time put into it.
It is pretty iconic.
I would hope
Yeah.
so.
I think for me, there are a lot of things. I think Trident, I remember when I first started on it, I was really like energized to work on the like preliminary wireframes and research just because there is not a lot of work done out there and it's like the next generation AMM. So I felt it was kind of like, oh, I have an opportunity to shape people's DeFi experience and bring this technology to how people can actually use it and make it not that difficult.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how much like impact we have on everything.
It really is. Every time I get a little too in my head or like overly whatever about something, I just remind myself like, oh yeah, you're working on something that thousands of people and millions of dollars are going to use and flow through every single day. So,
Millions, hundreds, billions.
uh, yeah. So then the voice in the back of my head is like, you better fucking get it right, Chester.
Don't screw it up.
This is the big leagues now.
Yeah. It's hard to get a sense when you're just behind a screen, I think.
It is.
Yeah, well, I think we've got a ton of good feedback from you guys, and really, really appreciate what all of you have been doing here. I just wanted to see if there's any questions here from the audience in the AMA text questions. I've been going through. Let's see. Ooh, yeah. Here's one. Just as we're kind of talking about some of this, what is the biggest challenge, or what are like the biggest challenges in getting a DeFi website to be user friendly?
Oh goodness.
I think this is actually like one of the top questions that designers in DeFi space has, because there is not a lot of data can be collected or existing. Like right now, we have 2 new members joining us to create better database for sushi and get to know the community more. I think they're in the audience too, Ivy and Sis. So what we want to do is more testing, and then gather more feedback, see what new users are getting confused and what pro users want to make things more efficient.
Yeah, that's definitely a big part of how we're working on this is getting more feedback And that's one of the big parts of it. There's several pieces that make it a, a tall order to accomplish successfully, between fully understanding the user base and the average user's knowledge and finding the ways to reduce clicks, reduce barriers to entry, but also having good communicative relationships with the developers and really working to fully understand the scope, the depth, and all of the functionality of what they're working on. Um, because if we don't fully understand what all the possibilities are and how it works, then we can't necessarily provide the best user experience on the front end. So a lot of researching and learning, both amongst the team and with community members. It's great having such an incredibly engaged community. It's so nice to be able to, get opinions and feedback and volunteers, with minimal effort. People are just always ready to help out. And so that's been a godsend in trying to work through some of the UX problems that we're dealing with.
Yeah, and I think we're also trying to get creative. Like Chester was from an e-commerce background, so a lot of like design practice can be an inspiration, like how they do things. So we're trying to find more, like think out of the box and see what we can use from like the other designs and apply it to DeFi. And back in like e-commerce, that will be what people are used to. So we're trying to make this space um, innovative, but at the same time, people are familiar with how to navigate.
Right, right, yeah, and you're kind of starting to tie in towards this other second part of this with like bridging DeFi complicated terminology to day-to-day language. I mean, that's not even a UX thing. That's just like an overall general hurdle across that this whole entire space is kind of battling with. But yeah, with that, I think you're trying to do your best, like you're saying, with like minimizing clicks and that kind of stuff, and trying to make it user friendly.
I mean, this is all so new, right? Like, there's nothing to really look at, especially with the new Trident stuff coming through.
Right, right, yeah. Now this brings a whole new level to things. But yeah, I think like you've been like I've done a couple user testings now, and especially with the Trident one, and just clicking through, and uh, it's been an interesting experience, and because you realize like things about yourself when you're clicking. You're like, oh, I just needed to read the thing that was like right in front of me, and I just don't read. You just like, oh, you're so used to clicking and things, right? But to be able to pick up on that from, to say like, how can you like catch everyone, and even when it's like so obvious, it's like it says it right at the beginning, it tells you exactly what to do, and you just jump over and you're like, why is this not working? What's that?
Tango has been like in our user testing before.
Yeah. So anyway, it's you've got a big challenge ahead of you, and I think what you've done so far has been amazing, and hopefully just continue forward to make this to try and capture the I don't know, to capture us apes.
I mean, it's constantly changing, right? I mean, like, I can only imagine what this is going to look like in 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be insane. It's wild to think of how much it's changed just in this first year. So I'm very excited for what the future holds.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, what else we got here? What did you learn the most at Sushi, and what's your most memorable thing that happened with the rest of the team?
Well, gosh, I've learned a lot at Sushi. Like Cabbage said, my professional background before this was in e-commerce for marketing, branding, and UX for getting people to buy things before they change their mind. So it's a very different space, and my knowledge of crypto and DeFi was fairly limited. So I've been spending so much of my time since I joined just really learning more and more about the space and how everything works, so that I can, do my best design work. But for favorite moments with the team, over the summer I went to Bitcoin Miami and met up with several of the team members and got to hang out IRL, and that was a really cool experience. And everyone was exactly the same in person as they are online, which I found very refreshing because I feel like that often is not the case.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, nice. Nice. Kastrye?
What we learned. So I guess like I don't really have a traditional background in design. Um, so I was mostly just learning a lot of terminology that like people like Chester was using. And like 3D design. I didn't actually do any 3D design before Sushi. That was something entirely new for me. I think I'm doing pretty good with that. But no previous experience.
Yeah, nice. Nice. Cabbage?
Yeah, sorry, go back to the question. What was the
Oh, yeah, just
was most thing that I learned in
yeah,
sushi?
just a
Uh,
memorable thing and, memorable thing that happened with you
I
and the rest of the team.
think like the most impressive thing that I see at sushi is definitely the community and how it functions. Like not only they use the platform, like lots of them give feedbacks as well as like contributing in any ways they can. I know like lots of people on the team, like most people on the team are hired through community. That's very eye-opening for me since I came from a pretty like traditional background in tech. It's all just doing through like job posting. So that was very interesting to me. And I think my favorite moments at sushi probably just those small chat meetings with the team, and like when people on the team had birthdays, we would give them a surprise call, and I find it like super sweet and have more time to bond with them. So
That's really cool. That's great.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, just the question right after here is too. As we were talking about user testing and whatnot, maybe let's plug that and where you've got going on here in Discord with the user testing and how people can get involved with that.
oh yeah, I think it's under, let me see, under Sushi Bar. We just opened up a channel called User Testing. It's like at the bottom of the list under Sushi Bar. So in the near future, when say Trident is launched or any other projects popping up, we're going to post links that we tried out in our internal team. So basically how it works is people can access the prototype through a link that's powered by Maze, and you can do the testing without us hosting the interview, and then give feedback there. So in that way, we can reach like more people and let more people to have a peek on what we have been working on in that way. And then if people are interested, they can also sign up for user interviews to have like chat with us.
Yeah, nice, nice. Okay, yeah. So I see that in the AMA text questions, if you can't seem to find that, have a look at user testing, that channel there. There's a link from Zappuccini, and I think Maka has made that link right directly to the channel. So if you, head there and take a look, see how you can get involved and help out there. Oh, what else have we got for questions?
Well, I do see this question here about Meowshi
Mm-hmm.
getting integrated into the standard UX. Um, while I don't have anything specific on that bit, I will say that things like that, with navigation and things being hidden and how you get to this, that, and the other, that's definitely something that's on our list to address. And I personally am going to be pushing to get us working towards some reorganization of some things and, bringing all the different pieces of the ecosystem in a little more cohesively. So, in a roundabout way, yes, at some point it is going to be a little more integrated. But yeah, good question.
Yeah, nice. Nice, nice. If anybody wants to come up here as well, too, if you want to get up on stage and ask your questions that way, please raise your hand and we can get you up here. And yeah, otherwise, keep the AMA text questions is coming in great. Really appreciate what the questions that we've had here so far. And, yeah, within the user testing, have you found has there been anything that's really jumped out at you where you didn't expect this to be the way it was like unanticipated, and how it how it evolved, or like what you found from users?
I can't think of any like earth-shattering realizations off the top of my head, but I always am surprised with the details and smaller things that a lot of times we think, oh yeah, this button should go here, or this should be here. That's a no-brainer, and then we get into testing and people completely miss it, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess we didn't have that figured out as well as we thought we did. And those are always learning experiences, and it informs things going forward. But yeah, it just goes to show like you can never really fully anticipate how people are going to interact with it. So you just kind of got to give it your best shot, get it out there, and see what happens.
Yeah, and just like you mentioned before, there are just some really obvious buttons over there, and people seem to miss it. Other than that, I think one time that really stood out to me is that we were trying to do a testing on the token discovery page. So it was like for featuring new tokens, and we used sushi as a prototype, which confused everybody since sushi is like already existed. Um, so I thought like when we designed it, we didn't really think of, oh, the example would confuse people's mind that much.
Jeez. Yeah, but okay. Yeah, cool. I don't know, Castrye, anything?
No, I'm not really in the UX testing section. They don't allow me in the room. I'm a menace
How
to
about
society.
how about any surprising feedbacks on your art?
Oh, surprising feedbacks on my art. The logo was described as a toilet roll once with stuff on it.
Oh my god, yeah, yeah. I don't see it.
That was an early blow.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see what we got here. Well, is there any other projects that like their UI UX that you're a fan of or that you like?
Hmm. Um, Gosh, I'm totally blanking on the name of it. Cabbage, you might remember. There was something a community member sent me on Twitter as an example for how this protocol did staking and farms and zapping in with different tokens. That was a really nice UX, and that um, we've taken some pieces of that to put into try
Mm,
elsewhere.
is it called Grand or something?
Oh yeah, the Grand, I think, yeah, something like that. I thought they were doing good. I really, I haven't been on the site in a while, so I can't really speak to the UX. But in terms of the aesthetic of their branding and their website, I really like 88 MPH. I really like that vibe. Um,
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably in terms of DeFi, yeah, there's some good aesthetics and branding going on, but overall DeFi UX leaves something to be desired. So I know that we have been referencing, especially for Trident and other things we're working on. We spend a lot of time looking at Robinhood, Coinbase, some of the more centralized heavy hitters, just because they have done a very good job at bringing more complicated concepts and processes down to a simpler level for retail users. Um, so, yeah, I think ultimately that's the end goal. And so, as a whole, a lot of things in DeFi haven't necessarily gotten there yet. So,
Yeah, a
probably
lot of stuff in DeFi is a bit too reliant on like gimmicky ideas and memes. It looks cool in the early days, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised in the next few months you don't see any of that.
Yeah, people needing to make the jump over to a little bit more, a little more professional, perhaps.
I mean, it's balanced, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, and then I guess like the Sushi trying to do everything NFT in house, or will there be future partnerships with other dApps like NFT20 for post minting liquidity derivatives, this sort of stuff? That I guess that kind of ties into Show You. I don't know if there's if you guys want to talk about Show You at all with that, and NFT.
Sorry, what was the question?
It's just trying to do NFT or everything with NFTs in house, or will there be future partnerships, outside of that? And I guess that's kind of.
Oh, I think he's talking about like this might not be specific to Show You. It might be just like I don't know, something similar to like CryptoPunks or something. But we don't currently have anything going right now. I think the closest stuff we had was your cool little Discord pixel art NFT, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of integrating with PoApp, and we'll kind of release that as things evolve through Show You and whatnot. But yeah,
I do definitely want to do stuff though in the future. It's just the biggest question is I don't want to just like, CryptoPunks is popular now. Let's do CryptoPunks, right? I want to try and like innovate. I mean, we got this amazing community, app, everything. There must be a way to potentially incorporate that and innovate beyond what everyone else is doing, right?
yeah, I think that's a great way to look at it and try and leverage our community and the whole sushi brand, and come up with something innovative.
Yeah, it just takes time.
Yeah. We've got a question or a hand up. Let's bring Dre up here. Invite to speak. Come on up, Dre. Hi, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, really great. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me up. So I just got a question. I've been in like the DeFi space and just crypto in general for a decent amount of time, but recently I made the switch to UX UI, coming from an industrial design background, and I just wanted to ask, like, besides from like participating in like user research, interviews and stuff, is there any other way that I could potentially get involved to like help the team out?
We've definitely had community members kind of just submit wireframes and ideas here and there, and those are always appreciated. It's nice to have more ideas on the table and have more perspectives coming through. So if you ever do have an idea for something and you want to mock it up and send it our way, that would be great. Between that and user testing, really just send us your ideas, let us know what you like, what you don't like. If something is not working or you have a suggestion for how to improve something, we're all ears.
Yeah, to add on to that, if you're looking into just getting into DeFi in general, my best advice would be just to like jump onto Twitter. and start throwing work up there. If it's good stuff, I no doubt someone will jump into your DMs and start asking if you're willing to do contract work. That's what's been happening to me for past few months now.
Yeah.
I think that's the crazy thing about DeFi. You put yourself out there and people reach out to you.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the advice. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dre.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, feel free to reach out to any of us if you have any ideas, questions, thoughts, or if you design any mock-ups or anything. We'd love to see it.
For sure. All right, I'm gonna step down, and yeah, thanks for answering my questions. Have a good day, y'all.
No worries.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah, just going back into the text questions. MLC here has been asking about just kind of discussing the old Sushi Swap portfolio UI and claiming they just feel like claiming sushi rewards has been demoted down into the farms. Yeah, what's kind of like the best UI for monitoring this, claiming this? I wish they came forward with the UI again. I'm not really sure what. I don't know if you guys can read through that question there.
Yeah, I saw that question. So yeah, that UI was taken down a while ago, but we do have a new portfolio coming out soon. By soon, I honestly don't know when, but we have it ready. Like, I think it's going to roll out with like a better design, as well as more information under the portfolio. What's the best UI out there for monitoring this or claiming this? I think claiming wise, it's still just on Sushi. And monitoring, I say like any portfolio app is good, say like Zapper, what I usually use to view my things.
Yeah, there's also Xerion, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say Zapper and Xerion seem to be quite popular.
Granted, Zapper shows you your like lending portfolios and stuff on Kashi.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and then for like position wise, Crocodile Finance is pretty good.
Oh, right. Yep. Yeah, cool. I see there's a chat about like the campaign that Nike did for the Olympics. I'm not super familiar with it, but yeah, I don't know if we want to, what we can tie in with that, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know if there's like anything we can really talk about with the Find Your Greatness. Oh, Find Your Greatness it was called.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't help you.
Yeah, okay. Anyway. Yeah, what about for maintaining design system or like a workflow maintaining, updating the design system in a decentralized way? Yeah, have you got... Talk to us about that.
So that's definitely something we are focusing on currently from an operational standpoint. This team in the beginning was very small, doing quite a lot of things very quickly, and kind of didn't have the time and the bandwidth in the past to really fully organize, formalize, get processes together. So that's a big priority that we're working on currently. We have a design system within Figma. We use Zeppelin to hand off designs to the developers and also keep track of React components, styling, etc. In terms of how it's managed in a decentralized way, kind of just all of the stakeholders involved. We kind of all, do our part to clean things up, organize them, keep everything nice and neat and as close to sane as possible.
Nice. Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. Again, if there's any more questions here from anyone, please ask those. Oh, look at thoughts on mobile? Mostly focused on desktop, but mobile users coming in. I think that is kind of a focus here.
Yeah, so we just recently started this mobile first approach. Before we would start the wireframes from desktop, but now we do the mobile version first and then scale it up to desktop. So we're definitely making it a focus, and as more update rolling out, I think pages will all be mobile friendly.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Will there be a sushi app? I don't know. It's probably unnecessary, but I don't know. Does it make sense to have an app, or is it just better as a website? I would think, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not the best to answer that. And is that even something that could be happening on the App Store? I don't even know if that's App Store applicable or not.
Yeah, the app stores are very strict and weird about crypto and DeFi apps, so I don't know if we'll get into any app store. But with the mobile first approach that we're taking, as well as the work that the devs have already done to make Sushi a progressive web app, which you can, at least on an Apple device, add to your home screen with an icon like a regular app, and it works pretty closely to what an app would. But yeah, in the future, if it's possible, I think a fully fledged actual native app would be cool. Not only just for doing all the different transactions, but also as a bit of a community hub as well. I think that would be a really cool intersection of features to put into a crypto app. But as for now, I don't think there are any plans for an official app.
Yeah, it's all about time and resources, right? There's only so much we can do.
Yeah, 100%. And, limitations and whatnot. So that may not be something that Apple would be too friendly towards. But, yeah, who knows? Just might be, the time and resources required to actually get that implemented and involved would be probably quite strenuous. But, using PWA stuff, it's kind of the same. And a lot of places are, it's the same experience for the most part. Yeah, no, that's good, though, that the mobile approach is kind of where we're headed, and I think that's fantastic. Okay. Change the withdraw button. Well, maybe not. If anybody else has any further questions, come on up here on stage, raise your hand. We'll get you up here. You can ask the team directly, or on the AMA text questions. I see a couple more things typing in there, but you guys can answer or ask your questions there. But yeah, otherwise we are. This is.
There's a good one from OO. What UI concepts were the most difficult to solve? Probably, and one that we're still working through is navigation and getting to all the pieces, and having them work together. That's such a big one. For example, Kashi farms. It's a process to go to Kashi, find the market, approve deposit, and then go to the farms and then deposit and stake and yada yada. And so that's one area of things to work on. It's okay, how do you remove 7 of those clicks in that process and bring it down to something you can get to very quickly and do without a lot of extra legwork and things like that. And then the conceptual parts of it, with pools and farms being similar concepts but different, kind of all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. Is kind of some pools are incentivized, some aren't, and how to merge those together and make it conceptually make sense of, what the difference is, what is an SLP token, why do I have to stake it, what do I do, all of those different pieces and steps, just trying to simplify, because it's great that DeFi is so composable and everything is like Lego bricks that can stack on top of each other, but it at times is kind of an experience of like, cool, you put the Lego brick in over here and then you run across the house to put on another one and then run across the street to put it on another one. And it's, it's a little much. So that's one of the main ones that comes to mind, is just bringing it all together a little bit simpler. And so that's a tall order, but we're going to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think some of the early, like super early ideas for the UI before you guys took over on the UI was like have a separate web page for each one of these things, and it's just like, oh fuck, like so much.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Now there's so many pages that, like the comment about Meowshi being under tools and not being able to find it, etc. We've been doing a lot of great work and doing a bunch of different things across the space. And, once the dust settles, I think the next big project is bringing it all together in a better and more seamless way.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And just kind of spinning off of that here, there's another question about more detailed instructions, explanation, walkthrough, step by step, stuff like that. There is a ton of resources out there, and I guess bringing it together is kind of a good way of putting all that. And we've got the Samurai. They are starting to work on a lot of that stuff, and I'm sure we'll be calling on the UX team for a bit of guidance and help, and perhaps even some graphical stuff. So that is in the pipeline. It is going to happen because, this space with it moving so rapidly and things constantly changing, even if it's only been, a little over a year that DeFi has really been, in the spotlight, it's still really new and things are moving so fast. So it is important that we can, try and onboard people as seamless as possible, anyone that's new here, because there's a ton to it. And, just as you guys have said, like to try and tie everything together, and just as you just spoke of here seconds ago, I think that's going to be the same thing for the educational side as well.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. And this, you'd mentioned the sushi logo and what kind of thought went into creating it. If you want to discuss that a little bit.
Sushi logo, and before I went into it, my design process is really kind of like haphazard, and I kind of just stumble into things. So I think I went for like 20, maybe 30, 40 different iterations. And then eventually you get to like roughly the final design, and then it's like another like 20 iterations, just kind of like polishing it, moving colors around slightly. The actual like goo effect on it was like so many iterations, mind-boggling amounts. But yeah, you just kind of get there. Well, for me anyway.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah.
I think in the future I might try and like, I don't know, do some sort of like NFT, what like is an animation that goes through all the iterations of what the sushi logo could have possibly been. But yeah, maybe for the future.
Oh, that's interesting. That could be cool. That could be cool. All right. Any further, if anybody's got questions or wants to come up here and ask, let's do that. But, raise your hand or in the AMA text questions. Otherwise, we're kind of been almost an hour here. So if you're interested, please ask some final questions here, or else we'll look at wrapping up. If any last calls here, anything? If not, Yeah, I guess at this point here, like we've talked about the user testing channel. You know, described a lot of your guys' past and history, and what I guess like right now, like just to kind of sign off here with everything. Like, what you're currently working on, and then yeah, just where we're headed, I guess too, as you're kind of talking about connecting everything. But yeah, where what's your kind of main focus right now? What you're currently working on, and yeah, if you don't mind just sharing a little light on that.
Yeah, so personally, my main priority that I've been working on is Trident. Um, we're hopefully getting the designs wrapped up and finalized soon so that that can come out hopefully October, I believe. And beyond that, there's some other things that have been in the pipeline that are coming. Like Cabbage mentioned, an updated portfolio is coming.
Woo, yeah. Woo.
Mhm. And Cabbage and I and the team have been working a lot on some updates to MISO. So there are some aesthetic refreshes coming to that experience. Anything else you guys want to add?
On my end, so yeah, I'm just continuously doing like tons of 3D stuff, marketing stuff, vector. But do have some cool stuff happening with Meta Factory. I can't talk too much about it, but it should be a really cool clothing line coming out soon-ish. So that'd be pretty dope. But with Shoyu coming out soon, I have been constantly getting nagged about doing a potential NFT or something. If I was to do something, I might try and like do a video game or something. Nothing too big.
Cool. Right on.
On my side, I've been recently busy with like MISO designs. We have been talking about opening up the factory since a while ago, and I think it's really close. So right now the projects are featured by like they apply through the business team first, and then we uh, present the quality project on MISO. But once the factory is open, everybody would have access. So people can find their own gem. Meanwhile, we will also have like a platform for people, for the community to vote and curate a list of projects.
Yeah, nice. All right. Yeah, I think that's awesome. I really appreciate everything that's happening here on the UX side, and it seems like everyone else does as well. So, with that, I think let's wrap up. That's been amazing. Yeah, unless if there's any final things you guys want to mention, but I think this is a great place to wrap up.
Awesome.
Yeah, sweet. So if you know, of course, sushi.com being the main place to see all of your efforts and your works. What about Twitters, or what's the best way to get a hold of you, or you know, to find you guys on Twitter? What's your Twitter handles?
Yeah, Twitter is a pretty good place to reach out, or on Discord as well. My handle is 0xLacroix. So for anybody listening, please feel free to send me any suggestions, ideas, feedback. You know, we always love to hear from you.
Yeah, same for me. Twitter mostly. Same name as have right here at Kastrye. Yeah, you can just see all my work up there.
And my DM is open. Discord, Twitter. On Twitter, I'm Cabbage 0x.
All right, very cool. Right on. And then if for anybody that has been in the room here for 15 minutes or more, you should be logged and ready for a POAP. So I'll have those ready to go in a half hour or something like that. It takes a little while for it to synchronize, so please be patient with that. But yeah, you'll head over to the Get POAP channel, which is just underneath it's in the sushi bar there. Get into that channel, type !claim, and you will be you'll get a message a DM from Master POAP V2 and go from there. That should get you set up. Yeah, other than that, this has been recorded and will be added to the list here on the Sushi Official YouTube. And yeah, you can follow me, 0xtangle, on Twitter. And there's always, I'm trying to do my best here to keep up with the sesh updates to keep you posted here in Discord. And go over to the calendar channel and click on the alarm clock, and it'll give you some options. Alrighty, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. And Chester, Kastrye, and Cabbage, I really appreciate you all coming out here today. I know you're all so busy with everything at a time, so I appreciate you taking some time out of your day here for the community. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for the questions.
Wicked deal. Alrighty, thanks. Talk to you guys later.